Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I'm parked for the night. I parked here about an hour ago. I'm at a Love's in Gulfport, Mississippi. I'm en route to Orlando. I should be there tomorrow. I'm about 600 miles away from drop off. So if I have a perfect day of driving tomorrow, I can get there tomorrow after about 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, I guess. But today was bad. I lost about 3 hours on the road. There was a jackknife in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at the I-10, I-12 split, which I lost about 2.5 hours in that traffic to go 8 miles. And then about 45 miles on the I-12, still heading east, there was two separate trucks in the median, about a quarter mile apart. So that slowed things down too. So, and then it's just been a nasty day, raining and weather, and then it got really windy around Gulfport for the past about 30-40 miles. So I was like, nah, I'm not very heavy to begin with. I'm light, so I just I parked. So, but one thing I want to kind of come to hit, because I have a list of videos, and I also put a question out on the community tab a few weeks ago saying, hey, what types of videos ideas would you like to, I wanted to get feedback from you guys of what you would like to see in particular topics, because like I said, I have a list of video topics that I'll do whenever I decide to do them, but one of which was already on my list, but it was also suggested, so let's go ahead and do one. This video right here is going to be about parking, adjustments when you come out here to truck driving. One of the biggest things you're going to deal with every single day is parking. And there's a lot of things about parking. There's a lot of places like on the East Coast, like the further you get down south of Florida, the earlier these truck stops fill up, like 3-4 o'clock. Some places on the East Coast, up north, you can go 5-6 o'clock. Most places, if you're not into a spot around 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, at the latest, like I said again, sometimes earlier, you're not going to get a spot. It's going to be tough to get a spot at a truck stop. So that's why I like running in the daytime. I get up 5:30 every morning. I usually log on duty about 6:30, depending on my giddy up that morning. And then I'm on the road usually about 6:30 or 7. Again, depending on my giddy up. But most times I'm like that, and I'm usually parked by 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. That's just my time frame that I like to work. That's what I like to do, so that's what I do. Now, and there's a lot of things more than just parking. I mean, when you get to a place, the first thing that I look for at a parking spot is the grade of the ground that I'm parking on. Meaning, like if I'm in an uneven ground, and let's say it's down tilt, I wanna pull into that spot. So when I'm in my sleeper, the gravity's pushing me towards the back wall of the sleeper, as opposed to trying to put me on the floor. So, and even the tilt to left or right, whichever way you wanna sleep up here, you wanna sleep down here, whatever. So just a little thing is the level of the ground that you want to think about when you're parking. Now, and I also have a priority list of how I want to park. First and foremost, if I have a pull through, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to have a pull through. Pull through means, if you don't know, you just go around to the back side of the thing and you just pull straight up. Pull straight through, not like a nosedive into a curb. Like in the middle of life, you got like 2 rows of parking, but you have on either 2 rows of parking with two open spots, you just drive straight through and you're parked. Pull through. That's number one. That's the easiest parking you can do, is pull through at a spot. Number 2 is a straight back. If I can set up a straight back, then I'm going to do a straight back. Find your spot, go about 1.5 trailers or 1.5 vehicles, trailers or trucks past your spot. Do your hard turn to bring that trailer all the way around, straighten her up, and straight back. Easy peasy. Then, of course, if you got enough room to get a 45 is number 3, and then the last ditch for parking is 90. So, but again, you want to make your parking as easy as possible. There's no point in getting out here trying to show off, and just because you can do a 90 doesn't mean you have to do a 90. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, too. If you're in the truck stop and like during your lunch or whatever, or midday or early morning, or just an empty, no matter what time of day it is, just an empty spot, that's also a good time for you to do some practicing for parking. So if you know you need to work on some 90s or your 45s, or just any backing in general, take advantage of an empty or a few spots that's vacant at a truck stop somewhere. There's no shame in it. You see people do it all the time. But again, my parking priority is pull through, straight backs, 45s, and 90s in that order. The thing you want to take into consideration about when you stop and where you stop is, what kind of food do they have here? Because you're not always, like right now, I don't have any food in my fridge. I just got my truck. Oh yeah, I got my truck back, by the way. They fixed my truck really quick in 6 days. Door came in quick. They got it painted. They got it striped. On the dang boom. And I just happened to be in the area when yesterday when they messaged my TL and said, hey, it's ready, and I went and got it. I'm on this load. I picked this load up in Katy, Texas. 48 miles away was the OC where my truck was. So I stopped there, dropped the trailer, hooked my truck up to the trailer, took that loaner back to the other OC in Houston, then Ubered back and got in my truck. So I was able to swap out yesterday, which is great. So I'm glad I'm back in my truck, that's for sure. So that's pretty much it on the parking aspect of things. I mean, granted, you got rest areas that you can go to, and if you have food in your truck, which most of the time I do, but I just don't have it now because my truck was in the shop for the past week. So, depending on your situation, if you've got food in your refrigerator or in your cabinets or whatever, park at a rest area. And a lot of rest areas these days offer nighttime security as well. But I usually stop at the big truck stops, the Loves, Pilot, Flying J. Sometimes I'll go to a TA or a Petro, but mostly I stick with the Loves and the Flying J. Right now I'm at a Loves. The reason I stay at the Flying J or go to the Flying J a lot because that's where we have to fuel through with my company, Schneider. So I'm already there and I've already gathered a bunch of points, so I just keep gathering points. And what do I use for my points? I pay for parking when I have to. Other than that, they just sit there collecting, and I'll save them for a rainy day. I think that pretty much covers everything about parking. I hope these little tips may help you. I got some more videos going to be coming up along this topic, adjusting to the trucker lifestyle and what to look for, and just different things like that. So if you have any suggestions for a specific topic on a video, leave them in the comments below, and have a great night.